Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today I have a pretty quick but very, very important video. Today I'm going to be talking about my all-time Holy Grail foundation. I mean, if this foundation was discontinued, I think I would go stock up on 80 bottles and just keep it in my life forever. Now, the main reason I am so completely obsessed with this foundation is because I have very, very oily skin. Lately, it's been a little bit more combination oily, but either way, I have a major problem with liquid foundation breaking up and breaking down throughout the day on my skin. So let's go ahead and put the suspense to an end for a second, and let me just tell you what my Holy Grail foundation is. And it is the MAC Pro Longwear foundation. Now, if you are a longtime viewer of my channel, this is probably not a shock to you. The reason I did want to dedicate a whole specific video to this foundation is because I get questions on a daily basis asking, what's your all-time favorite foundation? Can you make a Holy Grail foundation video? So this is it. This is my Holy Grail. And the reason I feel like I can make such a bold claim is because I've used this foundation for years and I still love it just as much as day one. And even more so than that, you guys know I am a makeup junkie. I try a lot of the newest and latest and greatest foundations that come to the market, and nothing has ever come close to my love for this one. So this is what the bottle of the MAC Pro Longwear foundation looks like. It does come in a nice glass bottle, and it comes with a pump, which I feel is very important. This is $33 for 1 fluid ounce. 1 fluid ounce is pretty typical of most liquid foundations. I also feel like the price is very fair. $33 is right in between the mid-range to high-end bracket. In case you guys are wondering, the shade I wear in this Pro Longwear foundation is my shade across the MAC board for foundations pretty much. I wear an NC45. Now, I not only wanted to talk about the pros and cons about this foundation and basically just rave your ear off, but I also wanted to show you guys a demo on how I use this foundation. So I first go ahead and shake up the bottle really, really well, and then I squeeze a couple pumps onto the back of my hand. Generally, I use about 2 to 3 pumps, and then I take my finger and dot it all over my face. I go in with a Beauty Blender sponge, and the Beauty Blender is my most favorite way to spread out this foundation because it really kind of thins it out and it gives it a nice even coverage. And you guys can see this foundation pretty much just blends into my skin flawlessly. I will take the tip of the Beauty Blender into any additional product I have on the back of my hand and dot it on my trouble areas, which is generally around my nose and my cheeks. And that's pretty much all I do to apply this foundation. It is so quick, so simple. You don't have to apply a primer underneath this, but you can. I do use a pore filling primer, something like the Benefit Professional or the Smashbox Photo Finish pore minimizing primer. Then I just go in with this foundation as you guys saw in the demo. I use a Beauty Blender sponge. You can use a brush with this. It works equally well with a brush. And then I go in and top it with a powder. Now, you don't have to top this with a powder because it does dry down to a pretty much waterproof, smudge-proof, budge-proof finish. Now, the final finish on my skin, you guys can see here, this is after I've applied it and let the foundation dry on my skin for a couple seconds. So you can see it does give a very realistic skin-like appearance. It's not overly dewy, nor is it necessarily fully matte. It's just very, very natural. Now, who would I recommend this foundation for? I would say if you are combination to oily skin, you will love this. I feel like if you are anywhere in the dry skin spectrum, this foundation will definitely cling on to dry patches. But if you have an oily skin type, this is the only foundation that I can literally wear for a 12-hour day and not once have to blot my face. That is a really, really big claim for me. If you guys have excess oil and shine on your face constantly, you guys know the struggle. You know the struggle of going through packs and packs of oil blotting sheets. And this foundation stops that. Relatively recently, MAC did release another version of the Pro Longwear foundation, and this is called the Pro Longwear Nourishing foundation. So I did want to go ahead and talk about the Nourishing version of the foundation as well. To be perfectly honest, I feel like they're very, very similar. The Pro Longwear Nourishing foundation does come in a squeezy tube. This one also costs $33, but you only get 0.84 fluid ounces. Now, this one is meant for a little bit more of drier skin, but I would definitely say this one is still geared towards the oily skin side. Now, right on the bottle of the Nourishing version, this one does claim to be waterproof. But to be honest, I find the original Pro Longwear foundation relatively waterproof as well. I do feel like this one has maybe a little bit more slip to it. It glides on a little bit more effortlessly. I generally don't have to blot with the Nourishing version either, but if it's a particularly long day, I may go in halfway throughout the day and blot. Now, the only reason that I would repurchase this version of the Pro Longwear foundation, because I feel like it's so similar to the original, and you do get a little bit more product in this one for the exact same price. But I do feel like this squeezy tube makes it so easy to travel. I mean, anytime I have to get on a plane or I just have to pack my makeup, even for a weekend trip, the glass bottle does make it a little bit more inconvenient. It's quite a bit heavier, and you know, it's a glass bottle, so I don't generally like to just toss it into a traveling makeup bag. The squeezy tube is just so easy for that, and it's still very easy to use. And in case you guys are wondering, I do use the exact same shade. This is the NC45, and I do feel like the colors are pretty much the same. So overall, these are my Holy Grail foundations. Of course, if I only had to pick one, I mean, the OG one is amazing. I really hope MAC doesn't discontinue it. I feel like just because I made this video, they're gonna discontinue it. Knock on wood. I highly recommend this foundation for anyone who has problems with liquid foundation, breaking up, breaking down, looking like a hot mess on your skin halfway throughout the day. I promise you this will not do that, and use it with a beauty blender because I feel like that's the best way to get a nice even coverage. Neither one of these is a full coverage foundation, but I would say it's pretty much like a medium light to a medium to full buildable coverage. I mean, it covers everything that I would want a foundation to cover. If I have any other spots I need to go in and cover, I use concealer, but this stuff is awesome. And for anybody who's going to ask, because I feel like I get this question a lot whenever I talk about a MAC foundation, there is something in MAC foundations that generally breaks people out. I don't know what the exact ingredient is, but I do feel like a lot of people's skin tends to kind of clog up and you get a lot of clogged pores. If I use these foundations on a daily basis, back to back for a whole week straight, I will get breakouts. Now, with that being said, I don't wear foundation or even a full face of makeup on a daily basis, but if I did have to wear foundation every single day, I would definitely use this on the days that I know are going to be very long or stressful, or I'm going to be sweating or doing a lot of outside work. And I would use another foundation on those kind of indoor low maintenance days. That's just to prevent your skin from hating you after a couple of weeks of use. But with that being said, it's still an amazing foundation. I cannot get enough of it. I love it. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys and it answered all of your questions on what my Holy Grail foundation is. I definitely don't see me making another video like this because I don't really think any foundation can beat that. It's the bomb. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your Holy Grail foundation is in the comments down below because I love to try new foundations and I'd love to know which foundation is your favorite. Thank you guys for watching, supporting, and subscribing, and I will talk to you guys in my next video on Thursday. I'll see you then. Bye! Roundup of all of my best and worst liquid lipstick. This is technically a 6-in-1 curling wand, but if you guys haven't seen my review video, I will